everybody. So it's been 1 month today since I started keto, and I didn't cheat at all. Like, the worst thing I did was probably eat like more than 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is still really not that many carbs. I just think it's just more carbs than in one little like sitting, and like typically you're supposed to have. It's probably like 8 grams of carbs, but that's really like the worst of it. So I've been following it really well. I'm going to continue doing so, not forever, but like after a while, after I feel like 100%, I'm going to start adding in like potatoes, stuff like that. I don't think that I'll be keto forever, but I think that I think that it's helping me, and I think that if I kind of diet phase, that it'll be like my best bet. But I do have before and afters of bloating, so that I will show that at the end. I wanted to answer like questions like that I haven't been asked, but that like I assume like questions that I had before I started keto about being keto, and so I wanted to just like answer some questions I think that people might have. And the first question is, what do I snack on? So this is different for me than the regular keto population, because I can't eat dairy. I can't eat much dairy. So I think that for people who can, cheese sticks are like a lifesaver, and you can eat them with pepperonis, you can like wrap them in like deli meat and stuff. So I can't do that. So but that was just like an example, because a lot of people like cheese. So for me, one of my favorite snacks is macadamia nuts, and I love them anyway. You can't have more than, you can have like a fourth of a cup, and it's like a good size. You don't feel like you need more after that anyway, but they have like minimal carbs and high fat, but the carbs are still there because they're a nut, but those are really good. The other snack that I found is Fat Snacks cookies. Yes, they saved my life, and I take, because there's 2 in a package, right? I put butter in between the 2 because I'm nasty. It's so good. I also have a newfound love for pork rinds. Those are a little too spicy for me, couldn't even deal, but the other ones, like the barbecue ones, Max brings me home, are the best, I think. And the regular ones. And since I'm gross, I dip them in mayonnaise. Whatever, I actually looked it up and other people do it too. I'm not that weird. But yeah, so because they have fat, but they have a lot of protein, and so like trying to get more fat than protein, I'm like, oh, I'll just dip it in something super fatty. I've started experimenting more there with meat, because it was just never a big thing for me. I feel like I realized through this whole process that I ate way too lean of foods, and I think that my body was like holding on to what it could like in my belly region, because I like wasn't getting enough food. I thought I was, but it's just weird. I feel like when I ate so many little carb things through the day, like rice cakes and stuff before, like it would like, it feels good eating something like that, and then like after you're like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, and your body's like, hello. So anyway, that's nice, because I actually feel like I'm nourished. So for favorite recipes, my number one, actually both Max and I's number one favorite dinner to make now is pork chops and broccoli tots. So he's become a genius with making pork chops. He puts them on the stovetop first, and we do like a ton of butter and garlic and thyme, and then he puts it in the oven. So anyway, then for the broccoli tots, so what I do, I can't get them like perfect. I've been trying. It's just like you have to use almond flour or coconut flour. Don't use coconut flour for that. That's desserty. You have to use almond flour and riced broccoli. You can do it yourself, but like I've just been buying the frozen already riced one. And you put an egg in it and some spice, like whatever spices that you want. Like I was using the everything but the bagel spices in it. Whatever, that stuff goes on everything. So we're doing that, and then you mix it together and you make them in little shapes of tots, and then you bake them. And I just think that I feel like I keep baking them for just not enough time. Like they're cooked and they're solid, but like I want them to be like crispy. So next time I'll cook them longer. So I put it in like a casserole dish, and like we end up cutting out like squares of tot. The other favorite thing, why? The other favorite thing is cheeseburger salad. Okay, I hadn't had a cheeseburger 8 years maybe. And so that time, I remember talking about that in another video where Max made my burger like really thin, and it was good. But what I found that I liked better, he ended up just taking the ground beef and cooking it all, like mushing it up on the stovetop, and then we used butter lettuce, and we put the beef on there. Oh, and we crumbled bacon on it, obviously. And then we just do like mayonnaise and mustard and avocado and tomato and little tiny onions. And I freaking love it. That's a favorite. And then we've also been doing Caesar salads a lot. Those are pretty easy because you just either bake or grill your chicken, chop it up. It was easy to find a sugar-free Caesar dressing. And when I go out, I usually get that too, and it hasn't kicked me out of ketosis. I think there's minimal amounts of sugar in it. You just have to ask for no croutons, but I saw that you can put pork rinds on your Caesar salad. So if you're somebody who really needs that like crouton crunch in there, pork rinds, that'd be the way to go. Something that we do literally weekly for breakfasts for at least the first 3 days of the week is egg bake. So we used to do those little egg muffin tin things, but we don't have little muffin cups to go in the muffin tin. So it was just like so hard to clean. It grosses me out. So I was like, okay, how do I make this easier? So I ended up just doing an egg bake. I posted it on my Instagram story @to yoga and beyond. And it's just like a deep cookie sheet type thing, a casserole dish, whatever. So I mix like 5 eggs together, a little bit of water, cut up peppers and put them in. We cook sausage, breakfast sausage, and bacon over there. And then cut those up and put it in it. Salt, pepper, whatever spices you want again, and mix it all up and just pour it in the thing and bake it for like 15-20 minutes, and it's so easy. And so then we just cut into little squares, and you have just like this little like breakfast thing. So we've been doing it every week, whether it's in that thing or the muffin tins, but this thing is like it's just so much easier. Unless you have those muffin tins, then you can just, then that sounds pretty easy. But also it's hard to get like an even amount of everything in each little cup. Also at the end, when it comes out, I sprinkle cheese on top of half his side. Oh, so then something else we started doing is deli meat. We get turkey and we roll it up with bacon. He rolls it up with cheese and bacon. So I have like these little turkey bacon roll-ups, and then I put butter lettuce around them, and I just like dip them in mayonnaise or mustard or whatever. And it's like we do it for lunch like once a week or something, and it's so easy. And it's so good. Like I forgot how much I loved like sandwiches, you know what I mean? So I also was getting asked about the keto flu. It's totally different for everybody. And I think that for me, it wasn't quite so bad because I was already pretty low carb when I started, besides fruit and potatoes and the occasional like popcorn, but I wasn't somebody who ate like breads and pastas and anything really through the day because I've been gluten-free for so long. My first 5 days I felt fine besides a headache that I would typically get in the afternoon and at night. Powerade Zero seemed to help a little bit. Max would drink pickle juice. But really ibuprofen is probably what I would suggest for the headache. So then that it would have been the I guess the 6th day and the 7th day. I had like really bad like stomach ache, like nausea, like it didn't feel good at all, and that was like for a whole Saturday. No, it was like a whole Friday evening, all Saturday, and then like half Sunday. Since then I haven't had that, and that was when I thought, okay, maybe that was because I got too comfortable eating dairy because I was starting to try to eat that. So that could have been why, but really I think that was just keto flu. Since then, I haven't had that. Like, I haven't had headaches or anything either. You know, you hear about people who are on keto, like, can feel like a headache coming on. But I haven't had that. I've had bad nights where I feel yucky and crampy and bloated, but first of all, that's not keto flu symptoms. It felt like symptoms like what I used to have. And I think that I've narrowed it down to artificial sweeteners, because the first couple weeks I was like, no sweeteners, like I just want to, you know, try to eat as clean as possible. And then I started adding in Swerve and stevia into like those little mug cake things. So, and then I just ate too much of them. And then when you buy like pre-made keto snacks, it has stuff in it like xylitol and sorbitol and all that fun stuff. So if I found that if I overdo it on artificial sweeteners, then I don't feel good. But if I keep it minimal, then I do feel good. So sleep, I was never a bad sleeper. I've always been a pretty good sleeper. So, I mean, I do sleep really well. Max sleeps really well too. We haven't had any issues there. I know that that's like a common question, is like, or like something you hear where people say that their sleep is improved or whatever. But I started with no sleep problems and I still have no sleep problems. So cravings. So I guess it's a lot better. You know, I'm really thinking about it right now. Like, I still get cravings sometimes. But like now that I think about it, it's so minimal compared to what it used to be, because I was a chocolate-aholic. I needed it. And I would never buy it, but if it was around me, because I knew that I would eat the whole freaking thing. So if I was ever around me, I would just like eat it, and I couldn't stop eating it. And then the more I ate it, the more I wanted to eat it. It was just, I don't know, it was like a weird chocolate binge thing. Like, it's serious. Max thinks I'm insane. So, but I mean, today's month of keto, it's been over a month since I've eaten chocolate. That's crazy. I swear those cookies really help though. And then I also have bought like the unsweetened baker's chocolate and melted it, and then I was putting in Swerve and mixing it up and just like eating this melted chocolate, and I'd put peanut butter in it too, and it's really good. But I think that I kept eating it too much, because then I like started feeling sick like at night a couple times, and I was like, that's probably why. So, but it was good. But yeah, so my cravings are actually much lower than they were. And the first couple weeks they weren't gone, the cravings were still there. But since then, I feel like maybe they just keeps getting more manageable. Oh, so I still have been drinking the MCT powder coffee every morning. I think that it keeps me regular. Oh, sorry. But like, you know, this is a gut health video. I'm gonna stand up and do like a belly, like front and side, and compare it with when I did that before. I have like a crease from sitting. Let me see. Oh, it's from my thing. swear to God, it's usually like out there. Yeah, so there's that. So to end my video, thank you for watching. This won't be my last keto video because I'm just going to continue with it, and if I switch things up, you know, adding in more carbs, I plan on documenting it. I also wanted to tell you that I'm going to be teaching yoga in Rollinsford soon, in 2 weeks actually. So if you're from the area, it's Curtain Call Performing Arts Dance Studio. It's my friend Emily Rose's studio, and it'll be on Sunday mornings. If you don't know who I am and you are into yoga and fitness, my Instagram account is 2yoga and beyond, and I am a 200-hour registered yoga teacher, and I am halfway through my personal training certification through National Academy of Sports Medicine. So I post a lot of stuff there, and I post pictures of food. So if you're into that stuff, I plan on posting more videos here with yoga and personal training in mind, as well as keto. So subscribe if you are interested, and follow me on Instagram.